Is it worth it to buy into the hype going on right now around Zark? Don't beg 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. I have had a few comments from people going, Robbie, is it worth it to buy into Zark? Now, I get asked this question a lot on essentially every release, from Volcanics, the Battling Boxes, the Infernoble Knights. My general consensus across the board is, what are you worried about right now with buying into the Zark hype? I mean, as we saw on Market Watch today, Zarks have settled. Secret versions are $7 for the originals on the low end. I've seen the 10 reprints are $4. And the common is sub 50 cents. All right, so what's costing you? What's the big deal here with this? If you're worried about the Darkworm sector of things out here, I'm going to ask you the same question here. You have commons available to you, and then you have, secret Darkworms, which, were the hype of the hype. That's the only real value that I'm not really understanding what's going on here. This is one of the few times that we get a new support wave like this, and the cards are so dirt cheap that it turns a lot of heads. If you were looking at a Pendulum Magician core out of Pendulum Evolution, now this is where, the 50-cent cards can start to add up, but even picking up cards for Pendulum Magician, it's not a lot of real money. I think Purple Poisons are the most expensive thing, and they were like $1.50 to $2. The Pendulum Magician core itself, budget players are, in my personal opinion, eating really, really solid with this release. Whether or not Zark itself takes off, but the Supreme King's Soul it was a rare, all right, and Dinomorphia plays it, all right, that wasn't real money. Pendulum Magician cards are the cheapest things that I've seen in forever. A Secret or Darkworm if you're really worried about having a higher rarity card. And then on the topic of Starving Greedy Venomy, Supreme King, BS Dragon actually coming back, I could see Konami bringing it back to 1. I assume that there would be an implication on the flip side. We might actually see another card banned. But, the card at 1 doesn't do a lot. It opens up a little cool generic door for things that we could do, but it's honestly about that. I'm more excited for the possible unbanning of Supreme King's Soul or the Starving Venomy Dragon at this point than people being worried about the actual pennies out here that this is costing. At any point here, I think people should be looking at this as a huge win for budget players. The fact that, pendulums synchros are not cheap. Oh, no. Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon, is in another realm of existence. If you're a Yusei fanboy and you saw, the support that we just got for Nexus, and you roll into this set and you're looking at things and you're like, holy moly, budget players, once again, you're eating good. So to answer the question, if I was a budget player and I was looking at the Zark stuff and I was going, is this something that I could play competitively? Well, I don't think it's super competitive. I do think, on at least my personal opinion here, I want to do a couple of really cheesy decks with this stuff. I do want to go back and rebuild Egyptian God Pendulum with Dark Magician and the 0 scale, because being able to pendulum summon Egyptian gods is absolutely hilarious. All right, so many cool little gimmicks that you can do with this. The scales essentially being generic as all get out, I think is also interesting. The fact that the light version of Zark isn't the most exciting thing in the world, but what they did bring to the table was more usability for the dragon. And I think in terms of gimmick and things like that, that's what you need to be excited for with this. It's not the competitive value, but the fact that there are a lot of cool ideas that you can spin around and go, you know, like this kind of has some upwards cool potential. Yes, it very much does. All right, and that's what you're looking at here in terms of the Zark support. So to answer the question, 100%, you know, competitive viability if you're trying to play pendulums by themselves, I don't think so. Splashability, 110% through the roof. Some very cool ideas. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to depend on a lot of cool enginery and things like that. I know it's such a piss poor answer to give, but I mean, yeah, that's what we're settling with here. So, what other things have been going on here in the market besides, you know, like all of the pendulum evolution stuff looking way more appetizing to people? I mean, Fire Kings have been a pretty big, interesting topic as of late, with the structure deck revision getting announced. I know a lot of people are very, very, very excited for that. I haven't had the chance to look at stuff just yet, but most things, except for like I think original Yakshas, I would be kind of worried about if I wanted to max rarity the deck. I mean, obviously, Sacred Phoenix and Nephthys is going to be expensive through the roof, but I don't think that that's exactly something that you really need to worry about. You've also got the Jack Atlas structure deck implications out here. I have definitely said multiple times to keep an eye on Red Dragon Archfiend Ghost Rare. I think that card is a very scary card to watch right now. I would not be surprised to see it actually hit $100. I'm not saying that it's likely to happen anytime soon, but it would probably be closer to the structure deck release. That's one of those things that even though we have insight and we have the chance to see all this stuff, the average player, for whatever reason, is just going to wait and go, wow, Red Dragon Archfiend structure deck? Oh my gosh, like, this is so cool. Oh wait, this card has a Ghost Rare? At that point in time, they'll be like, well, you know, I only need one Red Dragon Archfiend, so we'll go ahead and, you know, pick up a Ghost Rare at that point. I do really think that card is really underestimated right now on the secondary market. We'll have to wait and see what time will tell on that. But, I mean, speaking of, you know, Ghost Rares, Crystal Clearwing and, regular Crystal Wing, those two are kind of sitting around in the little interesting sector. Crystal Wing itself hasn't gone too much up, but it depends on, once again, we go back to the argument of Zark here. Do I need to have these power cards to add to the deck? I mean, once again, low rarity does the same thing. There's nothing wrong with like wanting one or two nice upgrades. That's why I bring up, you know, the Red Dragon Archfiend to things, because, you know, reviving it as a stepping stone, getting the chance to, you know, enjoy the Ghost Rare while you have it as a little combo piece is something that people do. All right, I mean, if everything else for, you know, the deck like Darkworm looks disgustingly low rarity, you do have to really consider, you know, if you want to pick that up. So, I don't know. There are so many things right now that are up on discussion points that, I don't know, there's just a lot to really think about at the moment. But I think that those are the biggest things that you need to consider. Also, like Red Supernova Dragon is another one. I don't know if that is up for discussion for the structure deck or not. I could see them importing it in the structure deck as a common, but I don't think that's going to look good. That'd be one of the cards that if I thought I was going to play, I would definitely want to pick up that ultra version. For the time being, I mean, obviously keep an eye on Battling Boxers, keep an eye on Volcanics, keep an eye on Salamangreat cards. Foxy Toon has been... Actually, there's a couple of things in the Salamangreat department that are starting to uptick for, you know, higher rarities. I mean, the Salad support was not exactly the best thing in the world, but players are definitely looking around right now going, you know, I don't know if this is worth it, Robbie. And I mean, the answer is, I think it is. I think if you're a Salamangreat player and you haven't picked up those key upgrades, I mean, you still end on the Nibiru token, let's be honest here. Before and after pictures of, you know, Salamangreat boards, it's still the Nibiru token. Does not literally matter. But alas, what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.